These are the most annoying language mistakes that stupid people make.
Hello and welcome back to Aiche. My name is Miss Blackwell and I will be your teacher for today. Today we are looking at grammar. A lot of people don't seem to know how to use grammar. All you people who pretend to be English speaking and fluent in the language don't know how to use grammar, because I found that a lot of comments on TikTok, on YouTube, on all social media, you guys, the grammar is shocking and it annoys me. Okay, it might be rage bait, okay, but the rage bait is working. So today we're going to take a look at grammar and Grammarly, which is friend of the channel. I mentioned in my AI video that I was not a fan of Grammarly and I didn't understand why people use it. So today I'm going to try using it and try to understand why people use it. So stick around to find out whether it is worth getting Grammarly and whether you can improve your grammar. So I searched up Grammarly on the App Store and it is 3.2 stars, which isn't the best. It is number 14 in productivity though, so good but not great. Let's just read one of these comments. The Safari plugin works fairly well. It highlights the wrong spelling and suggests a correction right away. However, for longer text, it is not great at all. I've downloaded the desktop app, but working on it is excruciating. Keeps suggesting the same corrections over and over. Doesn't recognize mistakes on phrasal verbs, and even with a paid subscription, still doesn't detect. I think that's what I'm supposed to say. Still doesn't detect simple errors. On top of that, the app freezes on what looks like a low-res version, and the only way to make it work again is to close and reopen. Okay, so, I mean, you see here we've got a few 5 stars, but second to 5 is 1 star. So, I'm not hopeful for this. So I don't really know how this works, because, like, all other apps use some kind of AI to, like, look at your grammar and tell you what's right. Like, if you're using Word, which I'm sure most people do, it already tells you. So I don't understand the reason why we have this app, but, Let's find out. What should we start with? Let's start with Google Docs, because I essentially just want to see whether it, like, I don't really know what it does, but we're going to talk about some things that people get wrong all the time. So my first one is a lot. This is not correct. Grammarly is not doing anything. Really, of course, everyone knows that a lot is 2 separate words. Don't use them, it's not one word, okay? If you have, I don't know, let's go for this, a lot of beans. Now, I don't know whether Grammarly is doing anything, but Google Docs itself does know that a lot is 2 separate words. So Google Doc knows this. Grammarly hasn't done anything. What? I don't understand. Look for Grammarly widget when you write on the web. I don't understand. Oh, well, it even says on Google, a lot is a misspelling of the phrase a lot. A lot is a phrase that means a large amount. So yeah, guys, stop using a lot is 1 word. It is 2 separate words. Grammarly hasn't, oh, it has done something. What's premium? Why is there, okay, new document. Let's do it in Grammarly. I have a lot of beans. Woo! It knows! Correct your spelling a lot. Yeah, so it does know. You can write with generative AI as well, with your voice, okay? Check for AI text and plagiarism. Oh, well, that's the pro version. So I guess if you're like a teacher or whatever, you could use it for that. But I think there are probably things that teachers actually use that are better. Okay, so guys, we have now learnt that a lot is 2 separate words, so well done, guys. So another thing that people like to use a lot is could of instead of could have. Now let's think of the sentence, I could have gone to the beach, but I went to the shop. Oh my god, shop instead. I can't type. So this is the correct way of writing this sentence, but a lot of people will not use the word have, they'll use the word of. Now, is this gonna say that it's wrong? Oh, okay. Why is the but wrong? So it does know that I should be using the word have. Okay, that's good. Grammarly is at least doing the right thing. Why have we got buts? What's the wrong with the buts? What's wrong with it? You're not going to tell me what's wrong with it. We found one more way to improve your upgrade. Punctuation. You have to upgrade? Bro, you have to upgrade for them to tell you what it is? It's a comma. I know it's a comma. But like... What? So, right. So Grammarly, I guess, is doing what it says it's supposed to be doing, but I'm not a big fan so far. Let's see what it says right with generative AI. So improve it. Let's make it assertive. I have a substantial supply of beans. Although I had the option to go to the beach, I chose to go to the store instead. Wow, okay, thanks Grammarly. Why don't you just think of your own ways to write things rather than using an AI-generated script? I'm not using a script for this video, I don't know whether you can tell. So we've now learnt that could have is better than could of. Could of is not the correct use of grammar, guys. I know everyone on TikTok does not know this, but there you go, guys. So they're the main two that I think I've found. So something else I also hate is that people use the word irregardless when they mean regardless. Irregardless is not a real word. So, for example, irregardless of the person's intentions, what they did was still bad. That's a terrible sentence. Let's see whether it actually understands. Oh, it does. And it's decided that the word persons is not... Okay, so at least it now knows that irregardless is not the right word to be using here, so we can accept that, be regardless. And it's suddenly unchecked the word persons. Is this it? That's it. Okay. So I don't know why it checked the word persons, so in my opinion, this isn't working too well right now. The next thing that we're going to talk about is the apostrophe. Oh, don't we just love the apostrophe, guys. I know we learnt about this in year 5 and you should still be remembering it now to this day, but a lot of people don't. So let's have a word like do not, for example, and then you can contract that word to become the word don't. Apostrophes are possessive or contractional, and we learnt this in year 5, and you guys do not remember. But I don't necessarily blame you for not using the apostrophe in the word don't when you're typing, because it's on another keyboard and it's all confusing. It's like I can't be bothered to type it on the keyboard and it's like blah, blah, blah. This is how you use it in let's call this possession. Woo! Well done, guys, we're learning today. So what is a possessive apostrophe? The possessive apostrophe is when something belongs to someone else. The camera belongs to me. The camera belongs to Hannah. Therefore, you use apostrophe S. If there's more than one thing, so I don't know, the dog's water bowl. That is only because we have more than one dog, therefore we have the apostrophe after the S in the sentence. I'm sure you guys all know this and you all remember this from school, but the thing that people do that annoys me the most when they use the apostrophe for plurals. So, for example, there are many dogs. Dogs. This does not make sense. It just doesn't, okay? That you do not need an apostrophe. I don't know why people go out of their way to find the apostrophe for a plural. You don't need it. Nothing belongs to the dog in this sentence. There are many dogs. There are many plural dogs. A lot of companies do this as well. I've seen pictures and things and of company logos of where they sometimes use the apostrophe or they don't use the apostrophe when they're like saying something belongs to someone, and then they use it when like they're saying it's a plural, and it's just so dumb. The apostrophe is the most annoying thing in the world to people who just can't read or write. So if you want to, teach people how to use it, go ahead. This is what's annoying me about the world. Let's see if Grammarly has managed to figure out my error here. Yay, it has actually. So it is telling me what I need to do. So we'll accept that. And then this is the correct way of writing that. We're learning, guys. This is great. Another thing that people do that really annoys me is I could care less. That means that you could care. That you do care. It means you care a little bit. So therefore, if someone's talking to you about something, then it means that you can care less because you do care a little bit. It doesn't make sense. It's I couldn't care less. I don't know why it's highlighted the word care and not the word couldn't in this sentence. So Grammarly, get that sorted. It has corrected it, but it's highlighted the word care, which doesn't make any sense to me. But we'll accept that. I couldn't care less. And hey, we're using apostrophe in this sentence because this actually means I could not care less. If we get rid of the contraction. Wow! Yay! That is how we do spelling. I know. It's really hard for a lot of people out there. I could care less. No, you couldn't care less. Oh my god. Genuinely versus generally. Genuinely. If you genuinely care about someone, then you do care about them. If you generally care about them, that means you care about them, most of the time. You usually care about them. I generally care about you. That's just saying that, I care about you most of the time. I genuinely care about you means that you care about them a lot. You feel for them. So people using generally and genuinely in the wrong sentences, it just peeves me, okay? That's not how you do grammar. I don't know how to do this in a sentence. That's another one, okay, guys? Another one that really annoys me is Pacific and specific. Oh my god, specific. I can't write. You know what? Grammarly might be a good thing because I literally cannot write anything. So, people using the word Pacific when they mean specific. Pacific is an ocean. Specific means what you actually want it to mean. I want this specific thing. What? You want the ocean? You want the ocean? No. You want this specific thing. Do it right, guys. And my final one is when to use the word a or the word an. I know this one is a little bit tricky for some people, but it makes sense grammatically and it makes sense verbally, okay? If we have something if the noun starts with a consonant, you use the word a before the noun. A house, a dog, I don't know, biscuits. But if the noun begins with a vowel, that's when we use the word an. For example, an old man. An open door. I can't think of any nouns right now, so if it comes before any word with a vowel, then it should be an. If it doesn't, it should be a, because if you say this, a old man, that sounds weird and that sounds wrong. And Grammarly, thank goodness, is pulling through and it has decided that I did get that wrong. And it's telling me that I should use the word an. So well done, Grammarly. You are actually getting these right. I hope you learned something. Send this to someone who can't do grammar. It's something that has annoyed me for a long time. And I see it all the time on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, just everywhere. No one can spell. I can't spell clearly either. But no one can use grammar. And that's the most annoying thing that I see the most. And having now used Grammarly, I don't see the point of it. You have to sign in, you have to download it, sign in, and then, give it all your details, and then you can get Pro, you can pay for it? Hell no. I can do grammar. What are you talking about? Detect plagiarism and AI text. In what? I don't understand when you would ever use this, and I don't understand these Pro suggestions. 3 ways to improve your text with Pro with consistency, punctuation, and vocabulary. Is it just for the AI features? Because you can just use ChatGPT. Okay, yeah, ChatGPT also, most of the time you have to log in as well. But you can use it without logging in, I think. But don't use it. Learn grammar and just do it yourself. I don't really know why people use these things. To me, this just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I don't really understand it. I don't know why you would use a third-party app when in the apps that you use, like Word or Google Docs Or like even like the Notes app on your iPhone, like it tells you when you're sending a message, it'll tell you that you've got your word wrong. Like that's not how you spell a word. It might not always tell you about the grammar, but Word does. Word always tells you about the grammar, and Google Docs will always tell you about the grammar. I don't understand why you'll need a third-party app to like tell you this. I think it's a very redundant app, and like all these adverts that go, oh, I'm a medical student, you can trust me. Go away. So YouTube, please stop giving me Grammarly. I don't want it. I don't need it. And I got it now, and I realized that it means nothing. It doesn't do anything to help me. If you want to use, like, I wouldn't use AI anyway to try and like make your paper sound better, make it sound more professional. Just do it yourself, man. It sounds so much better coming from a human than from like an AI generated piece of garbage. This is telling me like correctness, clarity, engagement, delivery, and like, dude, I can ask my peers. Like, if I'm writing a essay, for example, I can like send it to my teacher and go, hey, is this good? And then they'll mark it, and then they'll be like, yeah, no, this is what you can improve on, and then I can improve on it myself. I don't think apps like these are worth it at all. And don't give your data away, and certainly don't give your money to these places. Stop spending our hard-earned money on things like Grammarly and AI content in general. There is so much better things that you can spend your money and your time on, and especially if you want to do a good job at an essay or at a paper or something, then do it yourself, and it is so much more rewarding. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did learn something, you know, let me know. And I expect every one of you to be using good grammar in my comment section. Send this to your Facebook friend who doesn't know how to spell. People on Facebook, 40-year-old women, they don't know how to use grammar. I know this video is a little bit wishy-washy, but it's just something that irks me a little bit. So, and I've seen a lot of people be annoyed by it, and I think a lot of it is rage bait, but at the same time, guys, let's not regress, let's progress. So if you did enjoy today's video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.